What's up, everybody? This is Corn Beaner. I'm gonna start off this video by saying now is a very good time to be a Niners fan. The Niners have been very, very proactive this offseason. In years past, leading to the new season or even free agency, they've always gotten one or two pieces that made them a slightly better team than what they were. And this year they kind of did the same, but they were a really good team. You know, they went to 13-3. You know, one game away from the Super Bowl, and they've managed to keep everybody from their defense intact. So the top-rated defense is actually coming back. And also during this offseason, as I mentioned in one of my videos before, they signed Randy Moss to a one-year contract, and they also got Mario Manningham and Brandon Jacobs in free agency. Now that's insane, because if you look at it, you know, they have a good O-line. And, you know, they already had Vernon Davis, Michael Crabtree, you know, Ted Ginn Jr., you know, people in place to kind of make them, you know, decent or good on offense. You know, Frank Gore, Alex Smith came back to the dismay of many and to the joy of others, or kind of in between like myself. I feel Alex Smith is a good quarterback, and he's still, even though he's been in the league about 7 years, he's still new, you know, he's still fresh, he's still learning. The guy is very smart, you know, he knows how to play football, and hopefully with the additions that they gave, it takes him to that next level. Because from his rookie season, he really didn't have that much of a breakout until maybe his third year, and then it was a decline up until this year where he kind of didn't hit Pro Bowl status, but hit that status where, you know, he's a decent quarterback. He's a good quarterback. And now, hopefully, with these additions, he has no more excuses. If you cannot succeed in this league with Vernon Davis, Randy Moss, and Mario Manningham catching the ball with Brandon Jacobs and Frank Gore on the backfield, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You don't need to be on any football team, period. You know, the Niners have given you a nice core of guys, and you should take advantage of this. Not many people could do this, and many people succeed with a lot less. So, Alex Smith, 4 months ago, I sent out my apology for ever wrecking, you know, ever tarnishing your name and just talking shit about you. Show me what you can do, brother. Show everybody in the Niner Nation what you can do. I know it's 7 years, and you were the first round, first pick 7 years ago. We're still waiting. You were close this year, but let's see what happens. And we're moving on. I want to do a quick review on Golden Abyss for the Vita. The game is developed by Ben Studios. It's not exactly the best Uncharted game. Basically, it's a launch title for the Vita, which I have, and the Vita right now, love it. I spent so much time with it. I think it's a great product. Ben Studios kind of made this little, I guess, knockoff, or not knockoff, sorry. That's a mean word. Side story. It's a prequel to the Uncharted universe. And to keep it plain and simple, graphics look great. It controls pretty much like it controls like the Big Brother, you know, version of the controls. They add some nice touches to the touchscreen and the touchpad for the most part. The one thing that bugs me about it is like the boss battles are all touchscreen now instead of quick time events, which kind of really fucking bugs me because it's lame. Sometimes you feel like you're swiping correctly and it doesn't read it right. And it can either be poor programming or poor hardware, but the hardware itself, to me, has always been responsive. So, plain and simple, Golden Abyss, if you're an Uncharted fan, get the game. If you're not an Uncharted fan, I would say see if you can borrow a PS3, or if you have a PS3, get Uncharted 1 first. You know, new or used. Right now they have like that special for $20. I think it's Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2. Get those and play them that way. Uncharted Golden Abyss is a 3 out of 5 at best. The story is just very linear. There's really no peaks. Like, you get like little bumps. The characters are boring as hell. The fight, you know, the storytelling just takes too fucking long. It just drags on and on and on, like I am right now. And you know, I wish I could say something better about the game, but you know, Ben Studios kind of didn't do it that great of a job. If you want to see how a portable game should be done, Ready at Dawn's, I guess prequels to the God of War series, Chains of Olympus, and Ghost of Sparta are fucking fantastic games. If you have a PS3, they just released both of them in the collection, you know, like a while back. But it's fucking great. And I guess that would be my review, Golden Abyss, 3 out of 5 for the PS Vita. And I'm going to end this video. I know it's already long enough. I'm going to end this video with kind of a thank you. For people who don't know me and some people that do know me, I have much respect for, I guess, the world of esports. You know, I don't follow every game, but I do have much respect for it. And I guess one of my favorite communities or parties within the esports have been the StarCraft 2 communities and the fighting game community. Now, look, dude, I'm old school. Like, I grew up in the arcade. You know, I'm an arcade rat. You know, the video rental place or anything like that. They had a Street Fighter machine, and they were always great and fantastic. And when, you know, Street Fighter 4 came out, I was more grown. I had a car. I had the abilities to you know, to go out to the arcades that were all the top players were playing. And getting into it, I really had no way of knowing where to go, who to meet, and stuff like that. And so when Street Fighter 4 came out, I pretty much always looked up Street Fighter 4 this, Street Fighter 4 that. And two names always came up. And the first thank you I want to give a shout out to is Glenn. He runs a website called, shit, I hope I get it right. I'll put it down below. I believe it's getyourtournament.com. It's pretty much just a blog of him doing stats for fighting games and talking about fighting games and esports just in general. And I've had the pleasure of meeting him in person, and he is a fantastic guy in real life. He is, you know, a real cool dude, and he does everything that he does out of the love that he has for esports and the gaming community. And that's one of my first thank yous that I want to shout out to. And the second thank you I want to give out to is Gootecks. I've met the dude maybe once. I played him once, and I'm probably just forgettable to him. And but you know, in the beginning of my, I guess, adventure in following the fighting game community, he was pretty much my window to all the top players in a sense, because he had his own website. It looked plain as fuck. It was just a white screen with text. But he would run the Street Fighter podcast, and he would interview people like Mike Ross, Justin Wong, Ed Ma, Ken I, you know, like a bunch of top players. And I would just listen to them trying to get a better scope of what the fighting game community is. And this dude was always like my window. And then he had a show that he did with Mike Ross. And Mike Ross I've happened to meet as well. And I guess without him knowing, he's been a big reason why I kind of still follow the fighting game community, because he's a genuinely nice guy. And, you know, he was never a dick. Even the first time I met him, he was never a dick. Never thought he was too good for me. And, you know, I guess that's going to be 3 thank yous. Thank you, Mike Ross, for all that. But going back to Gootecks, you know, this dude always did a hustle. And I believe the face of the Street Fighter fighting game community will not be the same if it wasn't for all the work that he did with the launch of Street Fighter 4. This dude was always about the hustle. There were certain things that he would do that I wouldn't agree upon. But as a whole, this dude helped push this new school of community, this new school of you know, this fighting game era that exists now is all based on his hard work. And not taking away anything from any tournament organizers that might have been out there, such as, you know, UGTL, which is out here in SoCal, or even Alex Valla's Level Up. You know, nothing against them. They have done marvelous things. You know, Level Up right now is leveling up. They're doing their thing and they're excelling. You know what I'm saying? They're, you know, weekly streams. Now they're doing 2 streams. And those are all fantastic. But to start off what has happened with the fighting game community, Gootecks was pretty much the pioneer. You know, with his podcast, with his cross-counter things that he would do on his own. And unfortunately, I don't know what happened. I don't want to even speculate as to what happened. But I guess things didn't work out with the Machinima cross-counter production team or corporate team and him. And he had to leave. Gootecks, I wish you the best of luck in anything that you do. Even though you do not know me, very few people will, I guess, even thank you for the hard work that you put in doing this. But just know that at least there's one person out here that recognizes what you've done. You know, I remember your podcast from like 3 years ago when it was just you and a mic and another person and, you know, a whiteout, you know, website and all that other good stuff. And you were my window to the fighting game community, and for that I thank you. And everything else that you did, you know, bar fights and you know, like other events like that that pretty much grew interest, trying to merge, you know, things together. For all that, I thank you, man, and I wish you the best of luck with anything that you do in the future. You know, I don't know what you're talking about expanding, but you know what, you keep it up, dude. You've run the hustle. You did everything that you needed to do to make, you know, Street Fighter grow as a, you know, as a nationwide thing. You know, most of it, I want to say 50% of it was because of the hustle you showed. I'm going to say inspired other people to do the same, to hustle, to make their communities bigger, to make it what it is. I know people be like, nah, we were doing this first. Whatever, dude. Gootecks, you are the pioneer of the modern day fighting game community as far as Street Fighter goes, and everything else built on top of it was on your sweat, on your blood, on your tears, and on your hard work. And for that, I will thank you. And with that, I'm gonna leave off. I'm gonna see what I do later on. This is already pretty long, and yeah. So just to recap, 49ers, good time. Randy Moss, Manningham, Jacobs, additions, all the defense coming back. Golden Abyss, 3 out of 5. If you're an Uncharted fan like me, play it. You know, I would say support them, see if they can make another one. Play it. But it's not as great as the Big Brother ones. And Gootecks, thank you once again. And again, much luck with anything that you might have, or that you will do in the future. And I hope that you succeed like you did with Street Fighter. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Alright, everybody, it's been Cornbeaner. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.